Aloha, this is Ava Aleva, and I will do a little demonstration of wave continuum. And it's raining, it's a beautiful rain out there. In wave continuum we work with sounds, breath and spiral movement to evoke the waters and re-stimulate the water in our tissue. Linear movement. Linear movement. It dries out the joints after a while. Yeah, all the connection, the connective tissue, all the ligaments. But round movement, now just if you watch it, it has so much more intricacy. Right? If you just watch round movement, there's much more intelligence. Round movement is life, like life is going water. Water is not linear. We build linear roads, but in nature, there is not a lot of linearity. So again, watch this. That gets boring very quickly, right? Very boring. Then watch this. Now, continuum movement was developed out of, I'm just going to continue doing this while I talk, out of a work that Emily Conrad did develop called continuum movement. And Emily was an amazing pioneer that dove deep into the wisdom of the body. And if you saw Emily moving in her 60s and 70s, you saw this amazingly strong, fluid body with so much extension and flexibility and ability to move. And a person that was forever curious to explore in ways that are, how should I say, new. And that's why she was a pioneer. One of her earliest works was working with a woman that had polio. And Emily just decided that woman, that leg that was atrophied, for 20 years, that's going to be moving again. That leg wasn't moving. That woman was dragging that leg. So Emily decided to do something about it, and she came there and she did just hold her hands and do this watery movement with her hands every day. And very soon the woman had little movements in her legs, little tiny micro movements. And she couldn't believe it, but it kept repeating, it kept getting bigger, and suddenly there started to be more and more movement, and she started to be able to wiggle her leg. So that was one of the earliest healing successes that Emily told us about. And then she developed what is now her work with not continuum movement, and I call it now wave continuum in my version of this. So to invoke the waters inside of us, to invoke that fluidity, because remember, without water there is no life. And in nature everything spirals and flows. So so there's all these different sounds that are fun to do that Emily found, like so this is just one example. There is a lot of different sounds that are used for different purposes that are stimulating the tissues inside of you in different ways. And so typically in a continuum class you are learning different sounds, combining with different sets of movements, and then you go into that journey where you just listen to your own individual undulation and spiraling. That means nobody else is going to do it like you. You learn to just listen. Where does the body want to move to? How does it want to express itself? And it doesn't have to look good. It doesn't have to fulfill any image that you know. It can be tiny, tiny. It can be huge and big and fast, or it can be just only internal. But it is your way of moving through your inner jungle. There's no judgment about it. There's something that your body likes to unwind. Only you know how to do that. So there is something inside of you that learns to follow, because it is about your truth. About the truth of your inner being that knows where to go. And you get clearer and clearer in following that inner truth, that knowingness, and not fulfilling a form from the outside, which can be fun too. But that freedom of just moving, and that's not even necessarily a rhythm of music. We use music, but more as a stimulation of an ambient field. It's just so that you can listen to your own voice, to your own breath, to your own spiral, and to your own movement. With that, aloha.